My name is Sheedy. I'm the director and producer of Coming Out Cops. My friend and I, we started a hobby company called DFF Productions. Our specialty's always been sort of whatever's arm's reach and available to shoot. And we're approached by an organization called Serving with Pride. They're a group of queer identifying police officers in Ontario, and they had an idea that they wanted to make a movie. We started recording these officers' stories. What I observed with the stories told to me, they're standing clearly in the middle of the road. On one side of the road that they have their allegiance to their community, on the other side of the road that they have their allegiance to their police service. And it's a position of continual turmoil. That's how the Coming Out Cops name came about, where they had to come out as, queer identifying in the police, which is one thing, but then they also in their community, they had to come out as police officers. Oh, by the way, I work for the police. And again, not a lot of understanding either way. And I don't think people really saw that. There was resistance as we're making it, right? There really wasn't a lot of love from the RCMP that when they find out that any of their officers are involved in media projects in particular. There has been some support after where diversity committees have asked if they can screen it and things like that. And that's the whole nature of media projects, is there's no way to have a media project without some sort of degree of visibility. The RCMP loves the uniformity of their members, and they don't like people to necessarily stand out, which is too bad because, one thing I know about the RCMP is filled with a range of diversity of skills and thought and abilities that sometimes people are afraid to let come through. Diversity equals capacity. So in your organization, if it's diverse and people are comfortable in their own skins, they're comfortable in their job, they're not being harassed for who they are, you're going to have a more resilient organization. And what I mean by resilient is these people will be able to tell you when you're off the trail. Going forward with organizations like the NPF and working with other forward-thinking organizations where we can actually highlight diversity in all its forms and say, this is actually the strength that's sitting within your organization. These people can be your early warning signs. That's one message that continually came through in Coming Out Cops. Listen and then do as they're asking. If somebody's asking for something, that's what they need. Don't try to tell them they need something else. Me as an ally, I come from a sort of a global perspective. I have close family members who identify as queer. A couple of my kids identify as queer. It's pretty easy to say, well, yeah, I'm with you. One of the byproducts of being an ally, my wife and I were in the process of opening our house to adopting an older child. It took several years to get worked out. And we were presented our daughter, Isabella, who is a trans girl who needed a home. And that's not the only qualification that we had to be her parents or the only reason I hope that she wants to be in our family. But it was that barrier was removed where there was an understanding that that's just not going to be an issue. And it wasn't cheap talk. We've already demonstrated that.